So, you've been really creative. As a matter of fact, you've created so much that you've made enough of your Christmas gifts and birthday gifts and enough for everyone and every holiday in between. Hi, I'm Kathy Morgan and you're listening. And today we're going to talk about creative selling. You can only use and give away so much when you're first starting out. And you give them to your friends and your family, and after a while it begins to look like a little bit too much. When I was making stained glass and ceramics, I would give my mom lots of items: Christmas trees, vases, figurines, and a lot more. She would place them in her huge front window, which was really a great place to put stuff, and it had a great ledge, and after a while it began to look like a storefront. And I knew it was a little bit too much. I had to laugh when somebody came up and knocked on the door and asked her if she was selling these items. So I knew it was time to do something different. So I decided that if I continued to make these items, I would need another venue for these items. And that's when I started to sell, and it was a great solution that solved a few problems and made other problems, because now I have to decide how involved I wanted to get in selling and what kind of plan I was going to need to sell my art. I had to start thinking about marketing. Some of the marketing questions that I needed to ask myself, and you may need to ask yourself, is: do I sell directly, one-on-one? Do I get people to sell for me? And who'd want to buy from me? And where do I sell this stuff? And we'll start with this question first: where do we sell? And some of these questions will some of these answers will answer other questions too. So we'll start out with you need to talk to your friends and your family, church groups, schools. Go through some of your contacts. Write down everyone and every place you can think of that you have contact with. If you worked other jobs before contacting or if you worked other jobs before, contact your business list. Ask for help with your adventures, and people do like to help, and they're interested in what you do. So, and if they don't and they can't, they'll tell you. They'll let you know, and that's okay. Maybe at another time then. It's that type of thing. Okay, if one time when I was a hairdresser, I was making stuff in between customers, and a lot of my customers would see the little things that I was making, and they were like, "Oh, can I buy that? Can I buy that?" And after a while, it got to where before I even had things done, they were sold. So people begin to say, why don't you make those and sell them and that, And I said, well, you know what? I should just make a bunch of samples or whatever and get it done and have home parties. And I had 10 home parties booked before I got all the samples made for that. And eventually, of course, I started making more money at selling my product or my crafts or whatever than I was doing hair. And I thought, well, that's crazy. So I eventually quit doing the hair and started doing home parties. And what's great about a home party is that you have a captured audience. There's nobody there selling anything besides you. So the parties are wonderful because the hostess wants something, and you give her credit. What I did was 10% credit for whatever was sold at the party. If it was sold, let's say $1,000 worth of merchandise was sold, then she would get $100 towards merchandise that she wanted. She would pay retail price, which it didn't cost me that to do. So I ended up, pretty good, and she ended up happy because she got the items she wanted. Now, I also gave 5% for other people who would book parties, up to 2 parties if they booked at her party. So, and that gave me the opportunity, 2 more opportunities to make money. So she could earn a total of 20%, which is $200 at a $1,000 party, or $500, or $100 at a $500 party. It just depends. Christmas time was absolutely great. So, and the others were good, but Christmas time was great. So she can make money to buy, not money. What she did was she made credit towards retail cost on whatever she wanted at the party. The people, if they would always buy something because they knew the hostess wanted something, and if they liked the items, they would buy more. So always have some things in a lower price range so that people can buy just to please the hostess and give the hostess credit. So, but that's an idea on that. The home parties were fabulous. Okay, so another place is to make sure that you just, try to find a monopoly. Try to find an area where it's just you. If you have to do a festival or something, especially some of these festivals can really get into high cost now. It's a lot of work to put it together, a lot of work to make sure that you have enough merchandise, because some of them you have to have a certain amount of merchandise. And it's a lot of work. And if you're set up right next to somebody who's selling maybe the same thing you are, or very similar, paintings are paintings are paintings, and people are going to walk through with their money in their hand, and they're going to look at everybody's work, and then they're going to go back and they're going to choose what they want to spend their money on. So you are in competition with everybody that's set up around you. So if you can find a place where you don't have the competition, or at least the direct competition selling the same thing, that's a good thing. What would we do? Selling is a numbers game, and the more you can show it to whoever, the more you'll sell it. So you got to get it out there. Get yourself a PayPal or a Square account so you can send an invoice to somebody. Make sure that you set up a group page where you can place your pictures of your merchandise. That way, even if you don't sell on that page, what's nice about it is if you're in the grocery store standing in line, somebody admires your bracelet, you can always take this out, go to the page, and show them what kind of merchandise you do have. You can't wear everything. So they can see you have on a starter or a conversation starter, and then go into it. You can always have them sign up on your group page so that they can go through the things at their convenience, and just tell them, all you got to do, here's my email me, let me know what you want. I send you a PayPal invoice. You can use your charge card. I never see it. And as soon as I get that invoice back from PayPal, I will ship it out to you, or you can pick it up either way. So what should you sell? Whatever you sell, make it professional looking, a professional presentation, because sometimes that's the seller of it. It could be something simple and it's very nice, but if you put it in a very professional wrap, it sells it quicker than if you don't. Okay, and how do you price things? And that depends on your product and what you have into it. Make sure you cover all of your costs, including if you get it on sale, do not price it at the sale price. Price it at what you would ordinarily pay for it, because you might not get it on sale next time. And somebody that buys one of this and says, well, I want 3 more for my kids, and all of a sudden you've priced it at a lower price because you got it on sale, your supplies on sale, you've got 3 more that she's going to expect to get it for the same price. So always price it at a full retail that you're going to sell it at. And that little bit of extra that comes in above the sale price of the supplies, that's your cushion, so to speak, for when the prices do go up. Then you don't have to turn around immediately and raise prices, because you've now paid more than what you ordinarily would pay. And if you don't hit that raise, then it's a nice little bonus for you, but always price it at retail price. Okay, let's see here, that's the time we have for today, and I hope I gave you some ideas to help you think outside the box. Always think outside the box. Find something that nobody else does, because that's what's going to make you unique and special. So try to think outside the box and do something nobody else is doing. Take a few minutes to copy the address on the podcast and post it to your notes. That way you can go back. I'm going to try to post these podcasts every Friday, and or you can actually go up to the right-hand corner. There's 3 dots up there in the upper right-hand corner, and a menu will drop down, and one of the choices is Add to Home Screen, and this will give you an icon on your desktop screen so that you can visit whenever you want to, really, each Friday. Please download the podcasts. Your downloads is where they determine I am on the algorithm so that more people see me. So it's really, really important that you do download, and my podcasts are anywhere from 5 minutes to 15 minutes, so I hope you enjoy them. They're not very long, so when I get more information and things and get more used to this, then I may do longer podcasts. But right now, this will be about the length. Please share with your friends, and like I say, the downloads is what really where they determine I'll be at on the algorithm. This is Kathy Morgan. Thank you for joining me. I hope we can connect again.